Hey guys, so we're gonna take a break and we're gonna look at something not a movie. Other side note, my next movie is October Sky, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. We're gonna look at Pokemon Conspiracy Theories. I was just surfing on YouTube and found an older video from I think 2010 or so, about Pokemon's origin. And I don't know, it wasn't a very good video, but that's beside the point. So it gave me the idea to do this one. So, let's go. Okay. Mew and Ditto both weigh 8.8 pounds. They have the same sprite color scheme with the same shines. They can both learn every move, though in Ditto's case it's only for a certain period. They can both learn Transform. Mini Ditto can be found in Cinnabar Mansion, where many experiments took place between Mew and Mewtwo. Okay, I'm gonna have to give this conspiracy probably a big fat no. And here's why. Einstein defined insanity as doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the same results. So, by that logic, half the general population is insane, but I digress. Sure, Mew and Mewtwo could have done some funky experiment and made a Ditto. A, singular, one, uno. Insert another word for one here. Mewtwo would have been too smart to realize that, hey, this variable of my experiment isn't working. So, change something. So, we would, if Ditto was a failed Mew, judging by Mewtwo's IQ, we would have had a ton of Dittos, yes. But they would all have different abnormalities. I don't know, one would be blue, one would have 16,000 eyeballs. They would not all look the same, because Mewtwo, I don't foresee doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the same result. However, a singular, uno, Ditto could have been formed as a result of a failed experiment. So, I'm gonna give it a true and a false. Alright, number 2 is a little more complicated, but it's still not that complicated. Okay. In the original Red vs. Blue game, or Red and Blue game, sorry. Red vs. Blue is for another day. When you encounter your rival, Gary, or in this case, Blue, in Lavender Town, he asks whether or not you know what it's like to have one of your Pokemon die. Your rival battle prior to this took place aboard the SS Anne. Your rival's Raticate sustained serious injuries from the battle, but because crowding and confusion on the luxury liner, he was unable to make it to a Pokemon Center in time and the Raticate passed away. The real reason your rival is in Lavender Town to begin with is to lay his deceased friend to rest. Despite all this, your rival never outwardly tells you that you're responsible for the death of his Pokemon. He hides his grief and instead channels that energy into the motivation he needed to continue his quest to become the Indigo League champion. The death of his Raticate effectively destroys your rival's impish childhood innocence. Although he tells himself that he doesn't hold you responsible, he subconsciously holds a great deal of resentment towards you, on which further fuels his ambitions. Tearfully swearing upon his Raticate's grave to not fail in what he set out to do, he trains hard in hopes of becoming better than you, defeating you, and to eventually make it into the Pokemon League. Mere moments after he becomes Indigo League champion, he was defeated by you. Although he fulfilled his promise to his fallen Pokemon, it was only for a painfully brief instant. In the end, your rival is scolded by his grandfather while you receive the professor's praise. During the course of the game, you will steal your rival's innocence, crush his dreams, and ultimately snatch away the love of his own grandfather. Oh, and by the way, your rival doesn't have any parents. He's an orphan. I like how they just added that last little bit. Although technically Gary's parents don't ever come into play in a game, at least that I'm aware of. Okay, I could see how this is true, but also, you can only hold 6 Pokemon at a time. What if, like most people, he just happens to be wondering about death? 'Cause I'm sure at some point, even as kids, we wondered, is there life after death? How am I gonna die? You know, what age, for that matter? You know, we've all wondered about death. And you can only hold 6 Pokemon at once. So, it's pretty likely that he simply found a stronger, or raised a stronger Pokemon, and Raticate just went to the wayside because, I don't know, Pokemon X was stronger. Now, given that I seem to remember, it's been a while since I've played Blue, and by a while, I mean like since it came out. So I don't think I picked it back up after I beat it. And it didn't take me that long to beat, because I have no life even then. Okay. But I seem to remember Gary really loving his Raticate. Now, I was a big Charizard fan as a kid. Or fire types in general, but especially Charizard. So, me personally, I would have never traded out my Charizard. Even if it was like level 1, and the other Pokemon I wanted was like level 99. I don't know. So, yeah, I can see how he would do that. But I can also see how he wouldn't. So, I'm gonna have to give this one a maybe. Okay, the 2 Pokemon have similar features. They both have the same hands, ears, feet, and body shape. Gengar's species name is the Shadow Pokemon. Gengar's name is originated from the word doppelganger, a ghostly double of a person. Now, I was gonna say no to this, and simply because they're just 2 separate Pokemon. But, I don't know, doppelganger pretty much says it. I'm gonna have to give this one a yes. That I'm gonna go with 99.9% it's probably true, at least in my opinion.